What's up, people? It's your boy Slack. In this video, I'm going to talk about failures in society. You see, in our society today, it's politically incorrect to call someone a failure. Okay? It's wrong to call someone a failure. But you have to understand something. It's true. It's a real term. A lot of people are failures today. And the thing is, right? Society wants you to believe that people just made a wrong choice, but we shouldn't hold that against them. But I'm like, you gotta be crazy. Let me tell you what I mean by this. Everyone has their own path in life. Okay? Every single person chose their own path in life. The path you chose may have been the wrong one, but that's the path you chose. That's why I don't feel sorry for people who are struggling. Because we all fall on hard times. Everybody does. Every single person falls on hard times, regardless of how long it is. But what makes you better is when you can overcome those struggles. Okay? What happens to a lot of us is some people choose the wrong career path. You know, some people chose this and chose that. It wasn't feasible. It wasn't stable. Now they pay the price. And a lot of these jobs we have in the US today, a lot of them not stable, you know? But whatever. So how do you know how do you know if someone failed in life? Okay, a person who failed in life or failed at life is pretty much when a person cannot add any positive value into the life of himself or to others. That's how you know someone failed at life, okay? And they're pretty much the burdens, okay? They're a burden. And I'm going to tell you some points on how to know if someone failed in life. One, they can't tell you what they do for a living. That's the biggest red flag you'll ever have. Okay? If someone doesn't know, if a person can't tell you what they do for a living, they ain't doing shit. Okay? Most people who are successful, they can tell you what they do within a sentence. I'm a nurse. I'm a teacher. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a chef. That's what it is. Other people who aren't successful, all they're going to tell you is, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I just finished this program. No. If someone ever tells you that shit, they ain't doing nothing. Trust me. They ain't doing shit. Then you have another point on how to know if someone failed at life or someone who was a failure is when they're working a low-end job past age 40. You see, Tom Likas said this a while ago, years ago, that you shouldn't be working a low-end job past a certain age, right? Because those jobs were meant for people trying to build their careers. For example, people who work at Costco, who are the greeters, or people who work at retail, or people who work at, low-end jobs, not low-end jobs, anything in retail. The front end, Those jobs on average don't pay more than $15 an hour on average. They don't. So those jobs should not be careers. Those jobs should be, those jobs should be your foundation to get to another place. There's some people today who are janitors. They clean the floor while they're saving money, start doing business. They actually save the money from being a janitor, start a business. Some are using it to go to graduate school to be whatever it is. That's the thing you have to understand. So, ain't nothing wrong with that. But by the time you're 40, you should have a career, regardless of what it is. Whether you're an entrepreneur, it don't matter. You should have a career by 40. That's why they have an old saying that goes, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Because you've been on this society. You've been in this society for about 40 years. You should know which careers are good and bad. You should know which ones should be good for you personally. Okay? But a lot of people, they don't think that far ahead. They just think, I got a job working in this restaurant or working at this company. They pay me $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, blah, 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 right? Whatever. But guess what happens though? Sometimes the company may downsize or they do cutbacks and they get rid of you. Okay, now it's like you can't transfer your skills into another business because they don't like to hire people on the outside for certain job positions. They really don't. Like you could be a manager, for example, you could be a manager at a warehouse and they're paying you maybe 60 grand. No, not 60. They probably maybe 90 grand a year, just for example. But they let you go because they're downsizing, whatever it is, right? Guess what happens after that? If you try to work for another warehouse company, they may not hire you because they have somebody already who is doing that position, or they're not going to pay you 90 grand. So if they do hire you, they're going to pay maybe 50 grand. That's a huge pay cut, but that's what happens when you have skills that are non-transferable. That happens a lot. So if you failed at 40, you're finished. In the US, the United States today, they are not hiring. The older you get, the harder it is to get a job. You know why? Because companies do not hire older people. If you think I'm lying about this, look this shit up on Google. Look up job seekers at 50. You'll see what I'm talking about. So just imagine you're 45. So whatever. That's another topic. And another factor how you know someone failed at life is their behavior. Okay? There are so many people today in the United States, they talk with so much bitterness and anger. And you ask yourself, why are they always so angry? Okay? There's so many people in America who are just angry every day. They're angry. And they're angry because they failed in life. They failed. That's what I mean. Some people have jobs they don't like. Okay? Some people do not like their bosses. They don't like the job itself. So they end up taking their frustration and holding it, it's like they can't express how they really feel. I've worked at jobs where they treat the older staff like crap. Okay? I've seen it before. and you have all these things just going through their minds. Like, think about it for a second. You have people today who hate their bosses. They hate um, they hate the work environment, but they have no other options. So they're forced to take crap from people. Like, they're forced to take crap from people because if they say anything, they'll lose their job. And they lose their job, that's a whole other problem right there. Okay. You have people out there who live in constant regret, where they say to themselves, if I did this, if I did that, my life would have been totally different. That's how some people talk. Okay? Now you have all these issues kicking in, and some people, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. You know? And those are the people you have to be careful of. Okay? Anyone that talks down on you or your career path or the path of others, cut them off. Don't deal with them. Don't talk to them. Just no. Those are the people who are going to tear you down if they can. Okay? Those are the people who are going to tear you down. I have seen too many stories of jealousy that has led to like a lot of bad situations. You have some people out there where if they see you happy within your life, they will try to destroy your happiness. You have some people out there, if they see you happy, they will try to like destroy you through gossip or through distractions or through whatever it is they want to do. That's how you know someone failed at life, is when they spend their time trying to like downplay your accomplishments. Those are the ones you have to be wary of. I have seen people who are successful in life. They don't give a damn what other people are doing. They don't care. From the bottom of their heart, they don't care. But some people who are unsuccessful, they spend their days gossiping, talking shit about other people's goals. And in their own mind, they feel they have a sense of control over it. You know? That's how some people operate here. It's pretty weird. You know? Those are the people you have to be careful of. Those are the failures. Bitter people. And I know as you get older, there are a lot of people you talk to, right? There are a lot of people older than you, right? When you were younger, you thought they were pretty cool because they're doing things and all that shit. By the time you get older and you see them for who they are, they ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't doing shit. You know? And your eyes have to open real quick, like, what the fuck? You know? That happens a lot. You know? So you have a lot of people there who are just, you know, they're failures. Most bitter people are failures. Because you can't be successful and bitter. That's pretty much a contradiction. Because success means a quality of life. You know? So you have to be careful, man. A lot of these people you see today are failures. People in your hometown, some of your friends, a lot of them didn't amount to shit, you know? But it doesn't mean that things won't change for them. Just that most likely it probably won't. You know, because there are very few people who know they're losers and they wake up one day and say, you know what? I've changed my life. You know? So you have to understand, that there's so many failures out here who haven't done nothing. One more thing I want to say about this topic is how you know someone else is a failure is when they cannot speak of their own accomplishments. That's the biggest topic you have to understand. When people cannot speak on their own accomplishments, they're failures. Okay? Accomplishments are different to different people. Some people's accomplishments, they join the military, okay? They've done stuff in the military, they travel the world, they've done other things. Some people, accomplishments to them is when they graduated from pharmacy school, medical school, law school, they have their own business, they're working in a high-end stock firm. It could be anything, okay? Most people are going to discuss their own accomplishments because it took them years to get that far. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when you are successful, you will discuss your own accomplishments. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, people who are not successful or these failures, when you discuss your accomplishments, what happens? They get angry because they don't have any stories to tell. They have nothing to talk about. They cannot add it into the conversation. Then it just end up, they start living in self-regret. Like, why didn't I do this with my life? Why didn't I do that with my life? That's what happens to a lot of people, I have met people older than me. When I talk to them, they tell me all these crazy stories, the countries they've been to, stuff they've done, the crazy people that they've encountered. You know what I mean? They have funny stories to talk about. They always have a funny story to tell. You know what I mean? They always have something great to talk about. Those are the people that I keep around me. I keep them around for a reason because I know that they can add value to my life. People who spend their time gossiping, they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing shit. There's some people you see today, they will be gossiping about shit that happened over 15 years ago. Literally. And you say to yourself, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, of course you may listen to it because it sounds interesting, but time goes on, you're like, man, I don't care about that shit. And that's the way it goes. So you have to understand the quality of life is defined by what you do with it, So, I mean, society, like I said, society says it's politically incorrect to call someone a failure, but people are failures, Believe it or not, when I say this, most people who work at retail past age 40 do not want to be there. Do not want to be. I rarely ever see a happy cashier. Rarely see it. I didn't say I don't. I rarely see it. Okay? And yeah, let me think. Peace.